Hi everyone. Hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. So you can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 7 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter equivalent and mixed numbers. Fractions and mixed numbers, sorry. And the lessons we're going to cover today are equivalent fractions, simplified fractions, least common denominator, and compare and order fractions. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well, right? So let's just start with the first lesson, that is equivalent fractions. So you already know what are the equivalent fractions, right? You did this lesson in the earlier grades. So what do you know about the equivalent fractions? What is an equivalent fraction? What are equivalent fractions? So equivalent fractions are the fractions that have different numerators. Fractions that have different numerators and denominators, but are equal to the same value. Right? So for example, you have 2 by 4 and 3 by 6. They are equivalent fraction, right? When you excuse me, when you simplify both the fractions, they both are equal to 1 over 2, right? So that means that they both are equivalent fractions, right? Okay. Yes, they have the same amount and same meaning. That means they are the equivalent fractions. Okay, let's just start with the examples. So, for example, you are given a fraction that is 2 by 3. You have to write down the equivalent fractions of 2 by 3. How do you write the equivalent fractions? When you are given with a fraction and you have to write the equivalent fractions, you have to multiply the both numerator and denominator with the same number, right? Let's just multiply them by 2. That would be 4 over 6. So 2 by 3 and 4 over 6 are equivalent, right? If you multiply them, both numerator and denominator by 5, 5 times 2 is 10 and 5 times 3 is 15. They are equivalent fractions. So if you have to find the equivalent fractions, what you are going to do, you need to multiply the numerator and denominator with same number. Like any number, but the number must be same. For this one, I multiplied numerator and denominator by 2. Like whole fraction, I multiplied by 2. For this one, I multiplied the whole fraction by 5. So 4 by 6 and 10 by 15 are equivalent fractions to 2 by 3. Right? Okay, let's just see what type of questions are here, equivalent fractions. Let's just start with the, okay, you have to find the missing numbers, right? How do you find? Type the missing number that makes these fractions equal. Okay, the missing number divided by 3 and 6 divided by 9. Missing number divided by 3 and 6 divided by 9. Just look at these two numbers. 3 times what number makes 3? 3 times 3 makes 3, right? That means here you have the same number that when multiplied by 3 makes 6. So what number times 3 is 6? 2 times 3 is 6. That means the missing number is 2, right? That's how you can find the missing number, because the fraction, the whole fraction must be multiplied with the same number. So that means it is 2, right? Very good. The correct option is 2. Okay, what fraction is equivalent to 1 over 2? Which is the correct option? 4 by 10, 4 by 8, 3 by 4, and 6 by 8. Which is the correct option? Think and then answer, right? Both numerator and denominator must be multiplied with the same number. Which is the correct option? The correct option is no, not 4 and 10. You can find like this. Just look at this one. Here you have 1 over 2, right? That means numerator must be 1. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. Just divide them by 4, right? 4 times 1 is 4, but 4 times no number is 10. That means that is not equivalent, right? Just look at the second one, 4 over 8. Here you have 1. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. That means you need to divide both numerator and denominator by 4. 4 times 1 is 4 and 4 times 2 is 8. See, when I divided this fraction by 4, that is exactly equal to 1 over 2, right? That means that is the correct option. Got it? Yes, that is 4 and 8. Or you can see here, you can simply multiply this fraction by 4. So 4 times 1 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, right? That means option number 2 is the correct option, right? Okay, type the missing number that makes the fractions equal. 4 over missing number, 2 over 4. So which is the correct option? 4 divided by the missing number, and I think 2 over 4. Yes, so which number is missing? 2 times 2 is 4. Very good. That would be then 4 times 2 is 8, because the numerator and denominator must be multiplied by the same number, right? So that would be 8. Very good. Okay, the next one is 2 over 10. Missing number over 5 and 2 over 10, which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? The missing number is? Yes, it is 1. Let me just explain. The missing number over 5 equals 2 over 10. 5 times 2 makes 10, right? So here you have to find a number that when multiplied by 2 makes 2. So that would be 1. 1 times 2 makes 2, right? Very good. That would be 1. The correct option is 1. Okay, the next one is which fraction is equivalent to 3 over 9? Which is the correct option? 1 by 3, 1 by 2, 4 by 8, 1 by 5. Which is the correct option? Okay, very good. That is 1 over 3. You can divide 3 by 9 by a common factor 3. So that would be the simplified form, that is 1 over 3, right? What fraction is equivalent to 4 over 5? Which is the correct option? 6 by 7, 8 by 10, 5 by 6, and 6 by 9. Which is the correct option? Very good. That would be 8 over 10. You need to multiply both numerator and denominator by 2. So that would be 8 over 10. Very good. Okay, what fraction is equivalent to 2 over 8? Which is the correct option? Very good. That would be 1 over 4, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So let me just move on to next lesson, and I think the next one is simplify fractions. Hold on. The next lesson is simplify fractions. Right, yes. Okay, so what does simplifying fraction means? What do you know about simplify fractions? Simplify fraction means the fraction must be in the simplest form, right? You need to divide both numerator and denominator by the common number that can divide into both numbers exactly, right? To simplify a fraction, you can note down the definition. To simplify a fraction, divide the numerator and denominator, or you can say divide the fraction, whole fraction, right? Divide the numerator and denominator by the highest number. Denominator by the highest number that can divide both the numbers exactly, right? Okay. For example, you have 2 over 10. So which is the highest number that can divide both numerator and denominator? The highest number that can both divide both numerator and denominator is 2. So you need to divide them by 2. It would be 1 over 5. 1 over 5 is the simplified form of 2 by 10, and also 1 by 5 and 2 by 10 are equivalent. Got it? For example, the other number is 8 over 40. So divide them by the highest number. Which is the highest number? The highest number is 8, right? So 8 times 1 is 8 and 8 times 5 is 40, right? So 8 over 40 and 1 over 5 are equivalent. Got it? Okay, let's just do another example. The other example is 24 divided by 108, right? Let's just start dividing by 2. 2 times 12 is 24, 2 times 5 is 10, and 4 is 8. Again, you can divide them by 2. Divide them by 2. 2 times 6 is 12, 2 times 27 is 54. Now you can divide them by 3. You divided by 2. Again, you divided by 2. Now you can divide them by 3. So 3 times 2 is 6 and 3 times 9 is 27. So 2 over 9. And that is the simplest form. You don't have any other fraction you can divide, right? So the simplest form is 2 over 9. So 2 over 9 and 24 over 108 are the equivalent fractions, right? Okay, let's just start with the lesson. Let's see the practice questions on the lesson. Okay, write 1 by 4 in the lowest term. So which is the correct option? They are already in the simplest form, right? The correct option is 1 over 4. You cannot simplify them further, so that would be already in the lowest term. What is the right 3 by 6 in the lowest term? So which is the correct option? Simplified fraction means the fraction must be the simplest form, right? Very good. That would be 1 over 2. You can divide them by 3, and that would be 1 over 2. The correct option is 1 over 2. Okay, write 5 by 9 in lowest terms. So which is the correct option? The correct option is 5 by 9. That is already in the lowest form. Very good. Write 6 by 8 in lowest terms. So which is the correct option? The correct option is very good. 3 over 4? Mm, yes, very good. That is 3 over 4. I thought that would be 3 over 2. You're right. Very good. Okay. Write 6 by 4 in the, sorry, write 4 by 6 in the lowest term. So which is the correct option? 4 over 6. You can divide them by the, yes, very good. That is 2 over 3. You can divide them by the common number 2. So that would be 2 over 3, right? Okay, the next one is write 6 by 9 in lowest term. So which is the correct option? The correct option is very good, 2 over 3, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is, I forgot the lesson name. That would be least common denominator. It is. The next one is understanding fraction word problems. You can do this lesson on your own. Let's just start with the next one, that is least common denominator. Okay, least common. What do you know about the least common denominator? What is least common denominator? Okay, let's just note down the definition. Least common denominator. That would be the, it is the smallest of all common denominators. It is the smallest of all common denominators, right? Okay, let's just start with an example. So how do we calculate the least common denominator? For example, you are given two of the fractions. They are 7 over 8 and 11 over 12. You have to calculate the least common denominator, right? So how do you calculate the least common denominator? The denominators are 8 and 12, right? Okay, so you have the denominators are 8 and 12, right? So you have to write down the prime factors of 8 and 12. So let's just write down the prime factors of 8. Prime factors means all the numbers must be prime. So the prime factors for 8 are 2 times 2 times 2. You can find prime factors by dividing the number by the smallest prime number. You can divide 8 by 2. You can keep dividing until you reach 1, right? Then you have 4 divided by 2, that would be 2. Then you 2 divided by 2, that would be 1. So these are the least common factors of 8, right? If you need help with the prime factorization, you can search the channel. Just write down the lesson name followed by the channel name. You can find so many lessons on the least common on the prime factorization, right? Just go through the lessons if you need help with the prime factorization. Got it? Let's just write down the prime factors for 12. They are 2 times 2 times 3, right? So for the factors, now look for the common factors, right? 2 times 2 is the common factor, right? And your the non-common factors are 2 and 3. Just multiply them. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 times 3 is 24. So the least common denominator for 8 and 12 is 24, right? If you have any question, you can please ask. That would be 24. That is very important lesson, least common denominator. So if you have any question, any confusion, you can please ask. Okay, let's just do another example. That is, what is the least common denominator of 5 over 9 and 1 over 6? So the denominators are 9 and 6, right? So let's just write down their prime factors, right? The prime factors for 9 are 3 times 3. The prime factors of 6 are 3 times 2. Here is the common factor. You can write the common factor only once, right? And then you can see the non-common factors are 3 and 2. So that would be 3 times 3 is 9 and 9 times 2 is 18. So the least common denominator LCD for 9 and 6 is 12, right? Okay, let's just start with the practice questions from the lesson. Okay, what is the least common denominator of 8 and 12? 7 over 8 and 11 over 12. Which is the correct option? 7 over 8 and 11 over 12. Okay, right. Start writing the prime factors of 8, right? That would be 2 times 2 times 2. Now you can just write down the prime factors of 12. That would be 2 times 2 is 4 and 4 times 3 is 12, right? Very good. That is 24. These are the common factors. 2 times 2, write them just once. And then the non-common factors are 2 times 3. That would be 24. The easiest way, like if you're given with the options, the easier way is then the least common denominator must be divisible by both the denominators, right? 8 times 3 is 24 and 12 times 2 is 24, right? So the correct option is the one that can be divisible by both the numbers, right? That is a trick. What is the least common denominator of 1 by 2 and 9 by 10? Which is the correct option? Which is the correct option? The option must be divisible by both 2 and 10. So which is the correct option? Very good. That would be 10. 10 is the number that can be divisible by both 2 and 10. What is the least common denominator of 5 by 6 and 7 over 8? Which is the correct option? Which is the option that is divisible by both 6 and 8? Very good. That is 24. 24 is the number that is divisible by both 6 and 8, right? So the correct option is 24. What is the least common denominator of 1 by 3 and 5 by 6? Which is the correct option? The correct option is very good. That would be 6. What is the least common denominator of 1 by 6 and 11 over 12? Which is the correct option? 1 over 12. 1 over 12. Which is the correct option? Very good. That would be 12. The correct option is 12. What is the least common denominator of 3 over 4 and 7 over 12? Which is the correct option? Very good. That would be 12. The correct option is 12. What is the least common denominator of 3 by 8 and 1 over 2? Which is the correct option? Very good. That would be it, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson, right? The next one is, I think, compare and order. Yes, the next one is compare and order fractions, right? So you have so many ways to compare the fractions. Either you can compare them by making models, or you can compare. Let's just start with the test questions. Let's see how do we compare. Okay, which fraction is less, 1 by 2 and 1 by 4, right? So you can compare them by making models, 1 over 4 and 1 over 2. 1 over 2 means you have two portions and one of the portion is colored, and 1 over 4 means you have four portions and just one of them is colored. So which is less? Yes, obviously 1 by 4 is less because the less portion is colored, so that would be 1 over 4, right? Okay, which fraction is greater, 1 over 11 or 10 over 11? Which is greater? If they have same denominators, right? Like for this one, the denominators it is 11. Just look at the numerators. Just compare the numerators. The one that has the greater numerator is greater. So which is the correct option? Very good. That would be 10 over 11, right? That is the case when you have the like denominators. So that would be 10 over 11. If they do not have, like, one of the ways to make the models, the other way is, if they do not have like denominators, make their denominators same, and then comparison is very, very easy, right? Okay, for this one, which fraction is less, 2 by 7 or 3 by 7? Which is the correct option? They have like denominators. Yes, 2 is smaller than 3. So 2 by 7 is less than 3 by 7, right? Okay, which fraction is greater, 1 by 3, 2 by 3? Yes, that is 2 over 3 is the greater one. Very good. Which fraction is greater? 1 over 11, 1 over 3. 1 over 3 is greater than 1 over 11, right? Which fraction is less, 2 by 11 or 2 by 5? Which is less? Very good. 2 by 11 is less than 2 by 5. Which fraction is less, 1 over 9, 4 over 9? That would be very good. 1 over 9 is less than 4 over 9. Which fraction is greater, 1 by 5, 1 by 12? Yes, that is 1 over 5 is greater than 1 over 12, right? Which fraction is greater, 3 by 5, 3 by 4? Very good. 3 over 4 is greater than 3 over 5, right? Which fraction is less, 1 over 2 or 1 over 12? Which fraction is less? Okay, I forgot. 1 over 12 is less than 1 over 2. Which fraction is greater, 4 by 7, 1 by 7? Very good. 4 over 7 is greater than 1 over 7. Which fraction is less, 1 by 5, 1 by 10? That would be 1 over 10 is less, right? Very good. Which fraction is greater, 5 by 7, 4 by 7? 5 by 7 is greater, right? Which fraction is greater, 5 by 7, 5 by 12? Very good, that is 5 over 7. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we are working on grade 7 math. The chapter we're working on is fractions and mixed numbers. That cover today are equivalent fractions, simplify fractions, understand fractions word problems, compare and order fractions, and compare fractions word problems you have to do. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we did today. That is your homework for the next session, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9, right? So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9, right? Or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10, right? So that's all for today. If you have any question, you can please ask. No questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone. Bye.